Welcome back if you're returning. Today I'm mixing the old with the new. I am trying to recreate some Victorian crafts. I'm going to make a Christmas tree ornament and also a shadow box inspired by the old. I guess you would call them puppet theatres, which went on to become a children's toy in Victorian times, and also then led to the art of making shadow boxes. So I'm going to recreate these using the technology of the 21st century. So I'm getting back to my favourite new toy, my amazing laser. This is just, the things that this can do is just astounding. So I got a pattern off a website. I will leave the link to the website in my description if you wanted to use this. And I wanted to create a 3D Christmas ornament in a traditional style. So as you can see, it uploads on the computer and then it transfers to the laser and prints it off, cuts through the board, which is it's like a plywood, and then once it's finished, it's ready to decorate. You can see how easy and quick this works. I have lots of plans for this. I'm going to be making personalised gifts and ornaments and all sorts, but that'll be coming up in upcoming videos. So you can see the first part I've covered with a quick coat of rub and buff, and then I'm incorporating it and rubbing it into the almost like the grain of the wood that I've used with a damp cloth, and this penetrates and gives it a nice shine. So I've done that on one side, and then I'm taking the second layer, which is the trees, and I've used some watered down green chalk paint, and then the top layer, which is the little Christmas village, I've done the same with watered down black chalk paint, and then I've gone over everything with a touch of the gold rub and buff, and then the other side that's not been coloured, I've covered it all in gold as well. So let's have a quick look at how this turned out. This Victorian inspired shadow box came from an idea that I wanted to use and incorporate the elements from the Nutcracker, the ballet. I'd seen this picture and I really loved it, and I thought the Christmas tree was a great element, and so I just downloaded images from the internet and put them onto the program, and then it transfers onto the laser. Now what I've done with this laser is this is just paper, craft paper, and it is quite thick, so it's not quite Bristol board, but it's a good quality craft paper, and as you can see, it's just cutting the paper, and it cuts it very, very fine. So this machine will cut metal, it will cut plastic. You just change the setting and it gives you a beautiful finish. This was a shadow box that I had in my stash, so I've just taken the back off it and I'm adding in a piece of foam core board in white. I've cut it a little bit smaller so it fits inside, because the frame fits into the back of this shadow box. It's a little smaller than the actual frame. So these are the elements that I cut out with the laser cutter. I've done a window, I've done a Christmas tree, I've done Clara, a chandelier, a clock, some decorations and some parcels, and I'm going to layer them as I go, adding little pieces onto the back of various pictures to raise them up either more or less. So this is the first element, which is the window, and you can see I've just cut the little pieces of foam core and put them on the back, and you can already see the shadow as it's lifted from the page. That is the first layer. I've also added extra thin pieces around the circumference of the foam board, which I will also be adding elements to, which will again give another dimension and another layer to the black drawings that have been printed off. In this case, it's the chandelier. As you can see, I'm adding little pieces to the back of each of the little silhouettes, and then I'm sticking them onto the foam board at various heights. Once again, I'm adding more trim around the outside, and then to this last piece of trim I'm adding presents to the bottom and decorations to the top. So once all the elements are stuck in place, I put the frame back into the box and we are done. And I think that has created a very good interpretation with a modern twist of the Victorian Shadow Box. You can see from the two jobs that I've done on this video, I've gone with paper. It'll cut acrylic, it'll cut leather, it'll cut aluminum, and the other ornament that I made was made out of like a bamboo type of material. So it's very, very versatile. It will also print as it did in my last video when I did my Halloween crafts. So honestly, this, I've said it before, this is the toy that I never knew I wanted. So again, thank you so much to Creality for sending me this amazing printer. I will be making personalized Christmas gifts, and I will also be making a special giveaway when I reach 15,000 subscribers, and I will let you know what that is at the time, but I can tell you now I will be using this laser engraver and printer. So thanks so much. I hope you enjoyed this little bonus video. I'll see you again in a couple of days for my next video. Have a great week and I'll see you soon.